Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we have had some sleep finally, and we are ready to go. We need to explain a couple of things. In about 5 minutes, my alarm is going to go off because it's my 6:34 alarm. Oh no! Don't be alarmed by that. That's for my benefit, not yours. And second, we got some talking to do about some ledgers. Now look, this was created not for you guys. This was created for me. But I have advanced beyond this. And because I advanced so far beyond this that it is unmistakably, indubitably documented that I need to shut this down. I need to show y'all something. Let me show you something. Okay, where are you at? Shut down. Shut down. Bye bye. See you later. And then shut you down. And then shut you down. Oh, we definitely got to shut you down. Okay. And uh-oh, where'd you guys go? Oh no, they're gone. They shouldn't be gone. Let's double click. I know what to do. We're going to click Opera and we're going to say always. Oh, what did it do? Oh no, it shouldn't have done that. Oh, I see what it did. Don't worry about that. Okay, right now because it's working on some things, that's what it's working on. That's why it's working on those. But these items are all right here. See, agent, where agent at? Agent. Okay, so those items shouldn't be there. So we don't worry about that. I let it do that. It's okay. But we need to open NOI. This is the NOI. Why? Because it has its own agent. See, look at that. NOI. And it opens up. That's what I did. I gave it its own agent. Let me pull you down. You can't pull me down. And there is its agent. Let's see about the connection now because we tried it before. Connected to NOI agent browser gateway. Oh, let's see the health. Oh, it's disconnected. It will connect it again. Oh, dude. Oh, well, I'm not using it right now, and I will improve on that later. Now, let's get back to the agent thing because we got to talk about the accounting for some of y'all. Look, I had a couple call me because they did their own math, and the IRS sent it back to them talking about that was the IRS letter to them. Okay, and many of you guys have received that letter from the IRS. The reason why you're receiving that letter from the IRS is because, pay attention, you don't know what you're doing. And that's okay. You're not supposed to know what you're doing because you're novices. You're not accountants. You're not CPAs. Those people went to school to learn this stuff. You ain't gone nowhere. You went to YouTube. YouTube is a very good source for educational information. Yeah, if you want to be miseducated. Okay, there ain't no funding for that school. YouTube is not the school you want to go to learn from. But don't me. Stop looking at videos on YouTube, including mine. You're not going to get an education. Oh, God. Most of the people doing videos on YouTube are just yappity, 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 yappity. They're just talking. They're not proving anything to you. So what? They show you one code. One code does not make the entire process. So what if they say something that makes sense logically? Make it provable. Prove it to yourself. Don't just use a GPT. Say, GPT, if I do this, is it okay? Oh, Lord. So I'm very disappointed in a lot of people because they're not doing research. Now, look, if you're not from the 80s and definitely the late 70s, then you don't know how to do research. I'm just going to tell it to you like that. See, after the 90s, we started getting lazy when it came to research. And definitely in the 2000s, nobody was doing no real research. They were doing coercive searches. Oh, look at that. It talks about this over here. No, look at that. It talks about that over there. And they were jumping all over the place. Hippity, hoppity, skippity, scoppity. That's not research. Look, people like me, I would tell people I would stay at the library on Saturdays when it opened until it closed. Seriously, no joke. I would have tables to myself that had nothing but books on the table, all of them open, because I was going from one book to the next book to the next book to the next book, because I was referencing within the books the publications they were talking about, grabbing them from the library, looking it up, and if they didn't have that book, I was finding a similar book that talked about the same thing and searching for the same information in a similar book without the aid of a stupid computer. But we're not bookworms like you. I wasn't a bookworm. What I was I had to prove something. If I saw some information and it said this, and that, then I needed to prove this, and that was this, and that. Da 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 dum da 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 dum 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 da da dum da da. And that's what I did. But you guys don't research. So guess what we did for you? Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. We created something like this for you. So now all you got to do is go into the GPT. You got to say, hey, in taxes, what is this thing about a ledger? Why do I need a ledger? In taxes, why do I need ledger entries? In taxes, why do I need a flow chart of my account? In taxes, why do I need a journal? In taxes, what are account receivables? In taxes, what are accounts payable? In taxes, there's this thing called consolidation. What does that mean? And then it says intercompany eliminations. I don't understand that. And then the statement of accounting. What is a financial statement and how do I create a financial statement? Do your research, people. Don't just use this. Find out why it's there, because not all of these categories are necessary. Hey, what is an SPV? What is an SPV ledger? Is it the same as a regular ledger? Oh, no. And then, hold on, UK people. Hey, UK. It's even for UK. Why? Because y'all do taxes too. United Kingdom reporting. Hey, who can sleep through that? Didn't he say he was dreaming when he wrote it? How you gonna sleep through somebody dreaming? Because he gonna definitely wake you up with that one. So that's the alarm for me getting up at 6:34 every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. That's my alarm. Let's say because sometimes I go back to sleep. I wake up at 4, like I did this morning, and then I go back to sleep. And I woke up at 4, even though I took a sleeping pill, because 4 o'clock in the morning, that's my normal wake up. Well, 2 or 4. Those are my two wake up times. 2 or 4. And if I go to sleep because I'm just extremely tired at 8 o'clock, I wake up at 12. Okay? You understand? And then it's every 3 hours. Why? Because I was always thinking. So, but back to the accounting. United Kingdom Financial Reporting Standards for SPV structure, special purpose vehicles. Learn about a special purpose vehicle. We just did a video for our Mega Pack people, and we were explaining to them about their special purpose vehicle. Even the Mega Pack is a special purpose vehicle. Your trust agreements are special purpose vehicle if they have a dollar amount associated with it. If it has a dollar amount of financial value and economic value, it is deemed a property interest. It is a financial asset, which means it's income derived from capital, which the document talks about accession of wealth, capital, because it stores property and property interest on behalf of the beneficiaries. Therefore, it is a financial asset. Thus, it's an SPV. Do your research, understand how that can be. Now, that's an SPV for UK, but here's the SPV for you all, okay? Then you got to do your invoicing. Look, I tell people our organizations, we don't have subcontractors. We have independent contractors. What's the difference? Well, the IRS has redefined what a subcontractor is. You know, like Uber. But I just talked to a nurse the other day, and I said, well, did you know that you are not an employee of the hospital? Well, no. You're licensed. You have a license, right? Well, yeah. Well, you're licensed with the state, not with the hospital. You're a subcontractor. They're utilizing your license at the hospital. That you're providing a service for them, and you're using your license. You are a independent contractor. Yeah. Your employer gives you an itinerary because you have a contract. Follow this itinerary. Ta-da! That's it. And you get paid a salary. Ladies and gentlemen, she's not an employee. Neither are any of you. You are all independent contractors because you're exchanging, pay attention, your services for compensation. You're working for compensation. When you receive bonuses, now that's when we start to deb into, oh no, no, you're going to be taxed on that. But exchanging services for compensation, exchanging labor for compensation is not employment, people. So our people are independent contractors. Just that simple. They are responsible for their taxes. We've told them that from day one when we first started having independent contractors or subcontractors. Our definition for a subcontractor is an independent contractor. Our definition has never been the Internal Revenue's definition. We have our own internal definition. Okay, we provide invoices for our people. And we don't have payroll. Payroll is for employees. We don't have any employees. There are no W-2s. There are no 1099 obligations. There are no 1099 obligations for invoicing. Lord have mercy. We don't have no inventory. Okay? And let's see. Payment orders. We gave y'all a payment order, y'all. And we also gave y'all a bill of exchange. You see what I'm saying? Now, after we did all of that, we gave y'all, let's see. We don't want no asset. Bank reconciliation. Look, I keep telling people there are these things called the 3 R's. The 3 R's, reading, writing, and arithmetic. No, that's not the 3 R's. The 3 R's. Realization, recognition, and reconciliation. Realization, recognition, reconciliation. Find out what those 3 words mean in accounting. The 3 R's, realization, recognition, reconciliation. Those are your friends. Get to know your friends. Take care of your friends. Do not leave your friends stranded. Always bring your friends with you when you're doing accounting. You cannot do accounting without those 3 friends. You don't believe me? Ask any CPA or ask any real accountant about realization, reconciliation, and recognition, and see if they tell you, can they do their job without those? Well, technically, I didn't ask you about no technically. I didn't ask you for no technical skills. I just asked you a question. Yes or no? That's it. Okay? That's it. Then you get your master report, and then you get your agents. Oh, Lord, we got agents. Uno agent, uno agent, uno agent, todo agent, and a trust agent. Ooh, and then we got a trust corporation agent, and then we got a consolidation agent. Oh, these are CPAs. That's right. You get your own CPA. Can you ask these CPAs questions? Ladies and gentlemen, you most certainly can, but you got to put your API in. How do I put an API? There's no section for API. Well, you got to read. Look at this. It's got all kind of information. Read the information first. Don't just sit up here and just start doing things and then say, can I slide to the end? There are settings for API configuration. Okay? You got API keys. Ta-da! Ta-da! API keys. API keys! Right here. API keys. Where do I get an API? Well, you go to the Associated Press and you point at yourself. API! No. Go online. Look for free APIs. Go to YouTube. Look for free APIs. They're free. Not always free, but free. Not the greatest, but free. And you get to use the agents because the agents are already pre-programmed for your benefit. We're going to continue to improve on this product, but it's free. Redressright.me is free. Nothing here costs you a dime. Like I said, about $1,400 to put this site together for you all because it was done for you. Now, go and see if anybody else has ever done anything like this. Now, hold on. Now, I gotta show y'all something. Let me show you something. We're gonna go here, and I'm gonna go right here. This is the one I want to go to. See right here? This is for me. You can't access this software and no, I'm not giving it to none of y'all. Not even you pre-consults and consult people. Nope, not getting this one. Whew, only one other person will see this, the person who will be processing my taxes for my corporations, because this is for the EeoN Foundation. And guess what? It is going to be for all of the other companies that I operate. Oh, you didn't know? I have consolidated corporations that I operate as a single member corporation. What, y'all didn't know? Oh yeah, if I have a sole proprietorship, you better believe, watch this. Wake up. What's a single member corporation or single member organization or a member benefit organization? Can you explain? Stop listening. I just gave it 3 simple contracts. Single member LLC. I'm not an LLC. The law doesn't require me to be an LLC. Okay? I'm a single member corporation because I understand capacity. Now watch this. We're going to take all of this, all the nooks and crannies. We're going to take all of it, with the exception of what I didn't take, okay? All of it, because I want all of it. All of me? What? All of me? Now watch this. We're going to go to Z. Wake up. Because I understand the law of capacity, comma, I operate as the CEO, comma, the COO, comma, the CFO, comma, the secretary, comma, the treasurer of each of my 7 corporations, comma, each of those capacities are never operated simultaneously all at once, because that would be circular control and it's not permitted, period. But what is permitted by law, and I want you to prove this, comma, that I can be each of those particular officers independently of the other, or even in conjunction with 1 or 2, and it not violate the law. Stop listening. Ladies and gentlemen, what I's going to do, because this is Z, and it's going to tell us, I think they're Bondi or something like that. I don't know the name of the manufacturing company of this app. I just know this was their latest version, and they did a pretty good job. I understand your question. You're asking me to research to prove the legal principles of one person can hold multiple corporate office positions, blah, 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 in the same corporation, either independently or combination, without violating the law. provided there's no impossible, impermissible, impossible circular control. That means you control everything and you just sitting there wearing one hat. No, this is the multi-hat doctrine. Oh, I'm sorry. You know what I did? I put him on agent. He ain't supposed to be on agent, but we okay. You know why? Because I ain't used this agent in a while. I've been using the other agent. So this agent is what it is. Now, guess what I was going to do? I know exactly what I'm getting ready to do with this. I'm going to create a white paper on this. You see, I'm the white paper guy. You're the white paper guy? I'm the white paper guy, and I don't mean toilet either. That's your anyway. And because I'm the white paper guy, everything I do is now white papers. I attach white papers to motions to kill presumptions of judicial officers. You see, they rely on presumptions. So my white paper explains everything, facts and conclusions of law, and then it kills presumptions irrefutably because I don't play that. You don't sit up here and ignore me anymore because now I put facts and conclusions on the law that you cannot overcome. I hit you like Iran is hitting, okay? I'm sorry, I wasn't supposed to introduce that, and I apologize. I'm sorry about that, Iran. Wasn't supposed to bring you into my conversation. You got enough to deal with. Okay, anywho, no, I'm not taking sides. I don't care. I don't care. I just don't like the American media because they take sides, and they are propagandized. Propagandized? Yeah, they're just full of propaganda. British, same thing. The Germans, same thing. The French, the same thing. Everybody wants to be propagandized. And they learned it from the great propagandist. Propagandist? Propagandist. They learned it from the great one. It's not even like the Gatsby, okay? The great Gatsby? No, 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 no. Now watch this. Once you pay attention. TikTok. Thinking. One person holding multiple corporate office positions. This is well established in corporate law across the United States. Here are the facts. General rule. A majority of United States expressly permit one individual to hold multiple officer positions within the same corporation simultaneously. This is codified in state corporation statutes. Statutory authority. Blah, 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 blah. Now watch this. Wake up. I have a total of 15 corporations that I operate, comma, and these corporations are operated by 6 officers, comma, these 6 officers all have the same name, but are different capacities, different individuals on paper, comma, the law permits this, and yet these corporations are permitted to file consolidated, period. What is more unique about these corporations is each corporation has subcorporations, comma, a nonprofit religious organization, comma, a trust, comma, a trust corporation ran by a CEO, controlled by a trustee, comma, a distribution and logistics corporation, comma, a real estate and development corporation, comma, a holdings corporation, comma, a parent corporation, and because each one of these are operated the same way with the CEO, comma, CFO, comma, COO, comma, secretary, comma, treasurer, comma, and director, /manager, comma, the law permits such operations. I need you to create a white paper that thoroughly explains this and is supported by facts and conclusions of the law. Period. The protocol for explaining a fact and conclusion of law is as follows, comma, the congressional record incorporating the actual debate record for Congress, comma, the act of Congress, and then the codification of Congress, meaning the statutes at large, comma, 2 Supreme Court case precedent, but they must be from the United States Supreme Court, Supreme Court of the United States, and not the, comma, as the 2 courts are not synonymous. Period. Any mention of a U.S. code must be accompanied by the aforementioned with the U.S. code isolated in parentheses, explaining that it is an editorial compilation and not law. Law, open paren, you can never say that it's positive or non-positive, or that it is the law under any circumstance, even prima facie. Close paren, comma, and you must rebut any presumption to the contrary of any fact stated, or anticipate a presumption and rebut that presumption irrefutably with facts and conclusions of law. Period. You cannot, under any circumstance, use nuanced terms and or mischaracterizations or minimizing language. You are prohibited from offering clarifications or judicial deference or legislative deference or executive deference, as the Supreme Court has overturned Chevron, so any type of deference is impermissible when it comes to laws written by the legislature, as they are to be read as written, following the statutory interpretation principles mandated in law. Exclamation mark. This protocol shall be mandatory. Stop listening. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish we all could have such a protocol. Yay! Again, this one is for corporate structure. Most of you do not know corporate structure. We did the video how you can run your business, okay, and do it right. Well, here's the beginning. No, yeah. I talk about this during consults, but hold on now. You're getting this information for free. There's no consultation necessary. Just do your research. Real research. Do you know how many people who run businesses don't even know this? Which is why so many businesses fail. We're giving you all the tools, ladies and gentlemen. We gave you your ledger. Ledger! Have fun. It's free. Free. Just as simple. Oh, sorry. No. We didn't just give you a ledger. No. The agent, let's go to the tax forms. The agent and the ledger, they work together. Okay? Here are your forms. And it tells you the sections that should be filled out, even including the 1065, which everybody keeps forgetting. I keep forgetting I'm not in love anymore, baby. Anyway, and we're explaining to you how certain individual, you heard of a shell corporation? Okay, that's all it is. But this one is not shell. This one is real because it's ran by an actual person. Shell corporations are run by other corporations and blah, blah, blah. And it's not a sole proprietorship, but it is a sole proprietorship at the same time. Do you know that there's no limit to how many corporations you can set up? Absolutely not. Now you understand the premise. Now look, I gotta go. Gotta go. And don't get mad at me or jealous at me because I know something you don't know. Do your research so that you can now know something nobody else knows. You feel me? Gotta go. Y'all take care of yourselves. We'll be back sometime in the future.